Hey, welcome back to the Corbellic Studios. I'm Corbellic. We're going to be knocking out another painting today. This one is going to be on the palette that we took care of yesterday. Remember, we did all that abstract knifing, the swirls. We got rid of the old palette, that old palette paint, the clunky one on there, but we don't want to waste any money. I don't want you to waste any money either. So anytime you're just running low on your paint, just do something useful with it. Just take a paint knife out and just do some different colors on there. Finish it off with a white scratch so you can see it, let it dry out, and then you could do anything funky on there the next day when it dries out, and it's going to look great. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're just going to make what do they say, make lemonade out of lemons out of lemonade, one of those two. All right, so we're going to have some face right here. And I think I'm going to try to do at least 2 to 3. So in order for me to do that, let me stop talking right now and get in here. All right. Okay. So I can see the face going on right here. I can see it. It's like a lady's face. This is going to look beautiful. I do this all the time. I'm showing you this method so that way you can get out of your head and you can just paint. You can just have fun. All right. Let's take our 1-inch brush and get in here. Now, when it comes to paintings like this, and I'm still working off the projector, I don't use the whole face, or I don't try to paint over the whole thing, because then that defeats the purpose of us going in here and we did the abstract stuff. We want to make that stuff show underneath of it. This is kind of like what they do in the museums, okay? This is like, I do all the museums and the gallery tricks, but they're really not tricks. They're just like magicians. They're like kid stuff, you know? You just got to learn how to do the kid stuff. And then once you learn how to do it and you pull the curtain behind the Wizard of Oz, you're like, oh, so that's how they do it, eh? That's not that great after all. And here I thought you were some great magician artist. And really, you're just doing these tricks. All right, so it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to try to fill in some of these areas. And yeah, let's just see where the chips fall, where they lay. I don't care. Let's do this. This is like the chin. This is going to look so great. And there's no right or wrong to doing it because we're only using the proportions anyways. We already have the proportions from the projector, and we're using mostly the swiggies, abstract thingies that we created yesterday. All right, let's see here. Let's do it like this right here. And so there's not a wrong decision. If you could remember from the video, what I was saying is that some of the best actors, they're only the best actors because they make a choice. So it doesn't matter what choice that you make as well. You can't go wrong as long as you're making one. And then it works out. It's very rare. It's very, 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 very rare that I ever make a decision and then it turns out to be a bad decision. It's always going to reward me because at least I chose. Instead of analysis by paralysis. I heard this quote today, or maybe it was like a story or something that this Success Channel was talking about, and they were saying that one of their mentors said to them, you know, someone who's way dumber than you is going to win, because by the time that you're trying to figure things out and you're plotting things and you're figuring everything out and you're being super calculated, that person is already making decisions. They're already moving, and then they'll figure it out along the way. I'm gonna tell you one of the things the best thing that I think I've heard over the past 2 years that helped me go into this transition about how I work and how I see work, success, and just everything in my different businesses, because I don't just do art, but in my different businesses, is that I move fast. It's just about action and speed. I'll figure all that other stuff out later. It always works out later, because then that's how I'm able to find out what the market is, or I'm able to hone in on whatever the problem is. It's just calculated action instead of thinking too much. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I want to make this area dark on the outside of her. So I'm going to use like a purplish, bluish kind of thing. I don't know. Let's do this. Is it like this? Let's make her. Just move. And you're gonna realize that in life too. The more that you're actually putting action in and you're just moving, you're gonna feel so good about what you're doing. Because you're like, hey, look at me. I'm doing action. I'm not even thinking about what's what. I'm just doing it. And you'll be like, look, Ma, I'm doing it. I'm really doing it. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, let's go back to this purple. And then let's go to this. All right. So am I fine with that? Let's add a little bit more cream to her face or a little bit more tan. Someone in one of the videos, they asked me, they said they would love to see how I mix colors when I'm painting. Is that something that you're interested in? Let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in seeing my actual palette like when I paint. But it's just weird though, because I guess I would have to set up two cameras, like one camera showing the palette and the other showing me paint, something like that. Is that something that you would be into? If so, let me know in the comments below if you would be into something like that, where you can see how I use my paintbrush against the palette, but also when I paint, or does it not matter? Sometimes the things that I think don't matter, or that I might say that, I have to remind myself that they do matter. I'm just used to doing it. It's like riding a bike. All right, now I'm gonna go in with my 1/2" brush. And I'm just gonna hit off with some of the darker areas. So let me use, for some reason, I'm really touching up on a lot of this navy blue tonight. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong. Let's go in with a little bit of black so I could do like the nostril area. Let's go in with some red. And then let's go in with this red up on the arc of the eye, right? And let's put some red on the outside of this. All right, I think I'm ready to hit her off with the black lines, and then I'll go back in with like a lighter color with this, either white, because we're working fast here. You know, one of the things I keep forgetting to do recently when I'm recording videos with you is that I keep forgetting putting my timer on, so that it can force me to put my happy mistakes. I guess I've just been doing this for so long where I don't clock myself all like that. I say that for you to, when you're starting off, keep yourself accountable. But at the same point, if you happen to forget doing that or so, it's not life or death, but don't make it a habit of it, because your success is based upon your time. I had one of my clients say to me, they said, I thought I was actually getting work done and I thought I was doing this. I never realized it until I timed myself. And then when I timed myself, I realized how long it was actually taking me to do step by step. And I didn't, time was going by and I'm wasting time. And that's how your brain is. That's why I keep myself accountable, even though I've been doing this for a while. Every single day I have like a checklist of how many canvases I got done, or the timer, or that's why I also work in 90 minutes. So I can know within 90 minutes, I at least did 7 to 10 canvases. And if I didn't have that, my brain, the brain is like, it's weird. It'll have you think that you actually did work. Like it'll hold on. I have to grab my black. It'll actually have you believe that you did like 30 paintings or something, and then you go to sleep and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I had a good night's auction. But then this is where it hurts at, and I'm gonna tell you where it hurts at. I never talk about this. This is the pain. The pain is when 10 days happens and it goes by and it's auction night, and it's not really a party like you want it to be a party. The only time that the auction night is such a fun party every single night is when 10 days prior, you actually put the work in and you actually listed 30 paintings, or you listed 20 to 30 paintings. And you do that every single night. Every single night it's a party because you got a paycheck coming. But if you're not being accountable and you're not listing as many and you're just half offing, and then you got an auction that comes tonight and then only 5 sold, or not that many got listed, it's not that fun to you, because then you're going to say to yourself, man, I should have been taking that time serious. But now that time has already left you, because that was a week ago and you just wasted a week. And it comes very quick too. So that's the thing too. Like a lot of times people think, oh man, I gotta be consistent for 10 days. Those 10 days go by so quick. And it's just better to just get the work done. What else? The time is going to pass anyways. So get the work done, produce, make the money, move on to the next one. Be accountable. You say you want the opportunity, you say you want it, then do it. Do the work. Show up. Train yourself to show up. I know it sucks at first, and it's hard to condition yourself to do it. It's a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. It's just like exercising. I always say that it's just like exercising, because that's the best way how I can explain how it is starting off to paint this way, is the whole process of showing up. And at first it seems so challenging to do these reps, just like the reps of working out. But then after a while, it'll be like nothing to you, and you'll enjoy what do they call it? Those pains, the people who work out, the DOMs, or like the sore fatigue, you'll enjoy it. And the reason you'll enjoy it is because as soon as you're being consistent and you're having the parties every night. When I say parties, for anybody who's new in here, I'm talking about auction night, because every time you're having an auction night, it's a party. eBay sends out notifications on people's phones, not through email, but through their actual phone, which has a 70% higher click-through rate and conversion. They send it through and they say, it's a party. And then it really becomes a party once you've been consistent and you've been doing it. All right, I think I'm done on this one. Not done, but let's add some white in here. Let's just touch it up. I'm gonna dry it off just a little bit with the heat gun. I don't like to paint on top of wet black too much. All right, boom. Now we're just gonna touch it up with some white, and then that's it. I think that's it. It should be. You can never go wrong with where you're placing your white at. I remember when I first started really doing art, and I used to always ask one of my friends at the time, I'd be like, how does this look? How does this look? How does this look? Are you sure this one looks good? Are you sure this one looks good? I used to doubt myself a lot. And I remember at the time, I used to doubt myself about where I was placing my whites at. As crazy as that sounds now. And you're going to get to a point where you're not even going to ask anybody anymore. You're just going to trust yourself, or it just doesn't matter. That's the volume game when it doesn't matter. Like, I've done so many, it's going to sell either way, because then you're going to know what your market is. You're going to know that you have a market. The reason why there's certain people who might doubt the process at the beginning is because you're not working fast enough and you don't have an audience yet. But once you have an audience and you know your audience, you know that they're there waiting for you. You're going to be like, you're just going to be pumping out the work for them. All right. And for me, ooh, that blue looks good on there. I like that. Hold on, I thought I was going to be done. Let's make it look. Let's make it look like loose. Let's put a. I'm putting a little bit of baby blue in the hair, making it look. There we go. And then that's that. I'm done with it. Now I can just add my signature on the bottom and we are done. Boom, bang, bang. All right, so that's fun. That's just one of them right there. We're going to get on and move on to the next one. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, let me do this. All right. Now we're done. All right, check that out. Huh? And look at that. We did this together. That was a really fun painting. Just used the rest of the paint that was on the last one. We just kept the party going. Just moved it on. Not too much thought about it. Used the projector to go over it. We're not using the whole face. You don't have to paint over the whole thing. You don't have to think too much about it. We were talking while we did this together. If you want to learn how to do this for yourself, how to make additional money for the holidays, additional income if you're on a fixed income or if you're retired, click the link below, tap into the free eBay art community, and I'm going to see you on the next video.